the intro. Phone is turned off.
It is off.
Hey, everybody.
Big
What are we
hugs.
doing? That was weird. Hey, everybody, welcome to Sound Up, Sound Off, our weekly podcast brought to you by SoundUpNow.com. My name is Chris. This is Sean. And is that a new shirt?
Nope.
Yeah, look like it.
Just
Ever seen you wear that before?
Casual Tuesday.
Casual Tuesday. So, put our decoration.
I forgot our monitor again.
Why is our decoration? Yeah, it's like tilted upward. So Sean leaves now every beginning of every podcast and show. He'll be back in a second.
It's because of the temporary Halloween studio. We turned the lights out for Halloween.
There he is. Ooh. All right. So we actually didn't do that. They've been out for a long time. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are going to talk about some topics. We are going to
Fall out of our chair. Whoa.
enlighten you with audio content in our amazing Alexa Skill Stumper segment Halloween edition. And we hope you guys are had a great October, because it's going to be November by Friday when maybe you're watching this. Maybe it is November.
Which means I give permission to everyone to, on Friday, you can put some Christmas stuff up.
Ooh, you know what? I just thought of a topic for the show. I'll have to save it for next week. Somebody emailed me a
Or
topic.
Hanukkah stuff. I don't know. Do they decorate?
Hanukkah? Yeah, dreidel. All right, so...
But did they put a tree up?
I'm
I'm curious.
I
If
don't
you
think so.
if you
I think it's a...
celebrate Hanukkah, I'd like to know about your decorations.
what's the candle thing called?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. We are not very cultured here.
Don't remember.
Anyway.
I can... yarmulke. No, yarmulke's on your head.
Oh, I hear a comment.
Maybe they can
I don't
tell us
see a comment.
what the candle is. Anyway, so we are going to start off the show as we do traditionally so you got to keep listening past this if you're not a sports person, but we are going to talk about sports. I just got back from a Chicago Bears game over the weekend where we suffered a humiliating defeat, and Sean's team always loses. So
That's what we do.
How are we going to
We're good at it, though.
How are we handling defeat? What's a good way to handle defeat when your team loses? Now, Ohio State kicked some butt, so I was pretty excited
There's a
about
difference between losing and then losing. Like for some reason, we keep giving away players as if anyway. But the cool thing about losing is now you have a chance to win.
Always have a chance to win. I'd like to ask Gary Vee what he thinks about losing with the
Doesn't he
Jets.
like losing? Isn't that like his
He
thing?
does like losing. He seems to get very mad on Twitter, though, when it happens.
Well, that's his team, though. It's not like his
I know,
business.
that's my team losing. I had never physically been to a Bears game where they actually lost, so it was very surreal for 60,000, well, a little minus the Charger fans that were there, to all walk out of the stadium upset and very quiet. So that was annoying. But handle defeat, I think, in your attitude. This can relate to your content. You know, if you feel defeated in your content, you need not judge yourself and move on to the next win. So you have an opportunity. Actually, that's what you said. Have an opportunity for next time to be a win, and you can come off of defeat. If
Be
you're just
better.
always used to winning, then sometimes you get slack. So I think when it comes to your... There you go. Thank you. When it comes to, dealing with the attitude of defeat, let's apply this to business and content. Keep going. That first flash briefing didn't work. Record another one. Schedule it out there.
Yeah, and Mike Fitzpatrick asked which camera we are using. The best camera. So that was a great answer. We use different ones. This week we are using a
Lumix
G7.
G7.
Yeah. Here, I'll throw it out there.
You just hit G8. No, maybe that's wrong.
That's a song I thought.
G-
That's a G5.
No, he goes
It's
G7 Street Fight. He's like, you just hit G8. You just hit G8, and he said, and the song was Pina Coladas.
I'm lost. So anyway,
can you name that movie?
I will
Should know
say
it.
Canon cameras have had some updates that work really awesome for streaming. I'm not a jerk. It was a joke. It's a Halloween sarcasm. Canon cameras, we're using Ecamm, have recently had an update where like you just plug in a USB cable and they work. Sony is a pain in the butt to get to work. So I don't like to use my Sony as much on here. But this, you can get a G7 for a couple $100, plug it in. It works great. And you can even get a battery now, I found, with a cable plug into the wall so you don't have to worry about it dying like it always happens to us. So there's
Glad
that. This one's on sale on eBay right now if you want it, by the way. So
apparently Lumix became our second topic. So moving on to a third topic.
It's a hardware question. Maybe we should do a live streaming video setup blog.
I don't know.
We need a good blog.
It's almost like we're an audio company, though. Okay, so moving on. I saw this trending on Twitter today, Sean. So an ex-military soldier from, I think, England set a new world record for climbing the 14 tallest peaks in the world in 6 months and 6 days, which is an extraordinary feat. I think the one before that they said was like it took like 8 years to accomplish the same thing, and he did it in 6 months and 6 days.
Is he in a hurry?
Here's what I was hoping would have happened, and this is what I think I would challenge any of our members. I think it would be cool if at the top of each peak, I hope he did some content or recorded some like flash briefing. Like, so I want to challenge, this isn't really a question, I just challenge anybody who does anything cool and you're in our membership. We will reward you if you do some sort of record-breaking or really cool thing and record. Kind of like what you did at Disney. Like, a flash briefing on each of the rides. Like a flash, and like, use SoundUp. I'd sponsor content. We should sponsor that type
We
of
should come on for it. I was using one. It was like,
just realized something.
I was, now Chris is leaving. But yeah, we should get in where people do rings and actually create flash briefings. I want to say I was using like notices and stuff like that, but you know, content on the go.
Yeah,
SoundUp on the go. I don't know.
Like you could create a cool flash briefing, an individual flash briefing thing, like extreme flash briefings, and that's your name in the Amazon skill store, and like you just do like
today I'm halfway up a mountain.
Yeah, I'm shark surfing in the Southern
Surfing
Pacific.
would be a little harder. Although, you know, you could be talking while you're sitting on the board. A wave finally comes and you're just talking through it. I mean, that's an interesting idea.
Extreme flash briefings. Somebody out there do it through soundupnow.com. Maybe we'll even give you, if you promise to do it, maybe we'll give you a free membership. I don't know.
I just realized I was making weird sounds into the mic. I'm sorry for that.
All right. So Halloween is coming up. It is this Thursday.
But congrats to that guy. He said retired, so was he older too?
It just says ex-soldier. No, I mean, he looked like he's probably like lower 40s, upper 30s.
Yeah.
40s.
I think anytime you do something like that over the age of 30,
that is
you get extra points.
I get, yeah.
I'm barely limping in the 35.
He barely can just move.
I'm going to fall out of this chair one day, too.
Interesting.
What's going on with my hair?
All right, so let's get back. Halloween is coming up. All right, what are you dressing up as? Go.
I'm going to dress up as Chris.
I'm going to be Super Dad again this year.
Super Dad?
9 years in a row. You know what my costume is?
No.
This.
That's really weird. Actually, you know what? We went to
this is my mask.
A costume store the other day, and they have these new, which, by the way, costume prices have come way down. Those masks that you put over, like, fully over your, not the ones that go in front, but, like, the real ones that go around your head and everything, used to be, like, a few $100s. Now they're, like, $20. And
I don't ever remember spending a few $100s on a mask.
Oh, no. The ones on the wall you don't buy because it costs so much. You've never looked at.
I never.
I remember when I was a kid, I wanted this Batman mask because all the Batman masks were like this little plastic thing that went over your face. I'm like, people can see the back of my head. They're gonna know who I am. They're not. I'm gonna have a secret identity. Like, oh, that's Sean with plastic on his face. But they had this big rubber one that went like all the way around your head and like had the whole thing. It was like $200. My mom was like, no.
I only wore plastic masks with like a little string or something. Like,
yeah.
I only had plastic outfits,
and they were crap. But now they have.
That's how we roll.
They for $20 they had this dinosaur head.
You're wearing it one night a year.
Are you?
And
I wasn't as a kid. I always wanted to be a Batman. I like sneak in my parents' room. They'd be like, "Sean, is that you?" I'm like, "I'm Batman." I didn't do that though. I would have. That would have been awesome had I had a full suit.
So I just remember like
I'm whistling in the mic. I'm making all kinds of sounds.
We trick or treated hardcore. So like I feel like the costumes were like tore up by the end of the night and stuff. And one year I went in the snow. What's your favorite Halloween memory? Let me tell mine while you're thinking.
I had candy once.
So,
that was great.
Oh my gosh. So one of my favorite Halloween memories was in Kentucky. I grew up in middle school and high school next to Cincinnati, and I think I was in 6th grade because we went by ourselves. So I know I had to be in middle school because our parents let us go by ourselves, and it had snowed on Halloween. So
I've never experienced that.
You never experienced that? So there was about 3 inches of snow on the ground, and we trick-or-treated. One of the only kids out trick-or-treating on a snowy night, a snowy Halloween night, and me and my friend Mikhail in this neighborhood, Mikhail, if you're watching. And I do remember that, and I think I was 6th grade. I don't remember what I dressed up as, but I just remember it was freezing, and I got to wear my snow boots.
I think my favorite times are when taking my kids for the first time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go sentimental. whatever.
No, my son is very personable.
I meant
he's more of our commercials. Like
I want your childhood Halloween memory. Yes,
Oh.
of course, my children. I remember all their Halloweens. That's just that.
No, the other night we went to a little camping thing, and they had a trick or treat thing, and my son, who is very personable, like he should probably have an agent soon. He's been in a commercial with us, like he's basically famous. He went and got a piece of candy, and the lady says, "Oh, you could take more." This kid stopped in his tracks, turned around as fast as you've ever seen a kid, and just lunged back towards the candy. It was the most hilarious thing you've ever seen. I mean, it was like so animated.
See, I remember growing up, and I did the whole like events before Halloween, like that didn't exist when I was growing up. So the only thing that did exist that was pre-Halloween night was haunted houses. Mm-hmm. So that was like the only, like, it wasn't like even for like kids stuff. So like haunted houses would go on, and we got to help put on that was another good fond memory, was getting to put on haunted houses.
My least fond memory was last year on that camping trip. Their haunted house has the most claustrophobic part, where I don't know what it is, but there's this hallway you're walking through, and I don't know if they have people on each side of you with like a mattress on each side or something, but you have to literally crawl and squeeze through this, like people pressing stuff against you, and it's the most claustrophobic thing I've ever dealt with, and I was freaking out. I was like, I'm going to punch somebody. I'm going to feel bad because it's probably going to be a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't do that either, but
Crazy.
It was horrible. That's my worst. Yeah, 100%. Anyway, the costume store, I wanted to tell you, they have these beanies, and they have like Batman masks, beanies, and different like superhero characters, and it's just like, like you could wear them like skiing or something, right? Just
or robbing a bank,
right? But no, it just goes up.
Right.
It just goes up. It just goes up to here. So like you could just be Batman, but it's like a what do you call that kind of hat? A toboggan? Is that what some people call different things? Toboggan in some places is a hat, in some places is something you ride in the snow with.
Yeah, both and.
That's weird. Anyway, that's another discussion.
Cool word.
But anyway, speaking of Halloween stores, I think we should jump into the next segment, which intro.
Alexa Skill Stumper.
Ooh, Halloween edition. We didn't even plan that. That's what I always do when we have a weird echo thing. It's like my favorite.
You know what movie that is from? You're 0 for 1 right now on movie references.
Friday 13th, right?
Okay, good.
Yeah, got that one.
No, that.
Is that Thriller?
No, that.
It kind of sounded like the intro to Thriller.
Michael Myers.
Yours sounded more like Thriller.
All right, Alexa Skill Stumper. You ready? What? That's not. How did that sound the same? That did not even come
That's the next part
close.
of that. It comes in.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, there's a video, by the way, of him in court explaining how he writes his songs and him going through and doing the beatboxing. Didn't know Michael Jackson does every bit of it.
To edit all this out for this.
I have. This is the most ADD episode I've done.
So anyway,
we didn't do a happy hour show last week, so I'm like, I haven't talked to anybody. I've been sitting in a room by myself.
So Alexa
Chris let me out today.
Okay, which one are we going to do? Point to it.
Well, I just mentioned costume, so I think.
All right, so we are doing a costume store. Now, here's what's interesting, because like you have like Walmarts and like Targets and stuff that carry costumes, but there are a lot of individual like Halloween stores that either pop up just for the season, or some. I know we have one here that's like year round because they. Because actually I found this out, because they can sell costumes. I don't know if they sell them out of the area or not, but like all the drama places like we have here, like the shows.
Well, and dance stuff and
dance,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
So that you can actually sell, like there's
which is a very smart play if you want a year-round place. Is like, what other costumes are there? They should start selling nurse outfits, scrubs. Just throwing it out there.
Well, I'm just thinking of the nurse stuff. Anyway, so certain kinds you maybe don't want to sell to the general public.
Oh, which kind of nurse outfit are you looking for? We've got two different sections on that.
Anyway, so yeah, which anyway, so like costume stores I know like can be individually owned and that kind of thing. They can be year round or they can be pop up. So do we think we can give them some audio content ideas for costume stores? So let's jump into it.
I was making content.
Yeah,
so
looking at 3 arenas. So let's look at podcast, Alexa custom skills, and flash briefings. So definitely, I think if it's seasonal, or if you even just want to push seasonal, I feel like you can, if you're going to utilize, like how could you do consistent audio content, podcasting, and flash briefings year round with Halloween? Or costumes in general. I mean, Halloween's going to be your hub. So, I mean,
could.
once you get to the holiday, it's going to be easy. I think you could be doing lots of stuff. You could talk about the hottest costumes that are out there. You could talk about how you have differentiation of costumes. You could add value by like teaching people how to accessorize a costume at home. You could highlight a character or like the most popular costumes for that year. You could talk about how to, home make certain things that go with your costume. You could interview all these like you could interview Superman, Batman. You could interview like podcast and like have somebody come over and do voice that like was like pretending to be those characters.
I'm going to give someone here a business idea, okay, all around. And you can call this a spook cafe if you want. But if there was a costume store that also had a bar or restaurant that went along with it and did monthly or weekly themed events and parties, that would be incredible. That would actually be really cool.
So I bet she doesn't watch the show. Somebody like the Character Company that bought in and like partnered with a costume store or had a costume store in addition to the characters that she does for events, and that would be a kind of cool concept, and had a cafe or of some sort.
Yeah, you could even have a night where the little cheap masks and people wear them, and like maybe you have a night where you have to wear a mask to eat dinner there. You could do some really cool things. I won't even get too far into it, but we should open a restaurant now.
And I feel like adding to, you just sparked an idea, because I went to an engagement party that was at a brewery in Chicago this weekend.
Sounds awesome.
That was having a Halloween party at the same time. So if I was a costume type shop or Halloween type shop, I would definitely in that season be partnering and sponsoring audio content promoting Halloween parties around town. So like if it's at this spot, this bar's having a Halloween party or whatever, like I would be the hub event resource audio wise through flash briefings and podcasting, talking about the events in the area for Halloween or even just year round. I mean, you could really kind of, you could pull that local event aspect we talk about a lot of times into your audio content. But when it gets close to Halloween, I mean, you could be like on site if you had the character thing, like that business model.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas balls, you can have, I don't know, January. I'm sorry, you're just a bad month.
We got New Year's.
Valentine's stuff. Yeah, New Year's is like the beginning of the month, though. It's basically Christmas.
Some people wear masks.
Yeah, anyway, I think there's a lot you could do. I do think, though...
We didn't hit custom skills yet.
Even having a flash briefing that's like, 53 more weeks till Halloween, every day type kind of thing.
Yeah. That's it until we get to the season. Like that's your flash briefing
every week, or it could just tell you all the holidays, this many to this many. But at the same time, like a lot of times, it is good to plan if you're gonna be really serious. Plan a year ahead of time, because the day after Halloween, all that stuff drops like 70%. So you could have some tips on where to buy outlet stuff that's super cheap for next year.
Yeah. Really hit your sales hard, and I think you could do that very well through an Alexa custom skill. Maybe even figure out how to create ordering through Alexa. We've talked about this, that you can like actually order stuff once sales kind of come up, or accept payment through Alexa. We're looking at that in the custom skill section right now because Amazon keeps updating that. But I think your custom skill is going to be really promoting your shop, promoting events, location of where you are, talking about how to maybe subscribe to your event list so that people can get where the party's at, where the events, where our kids trick-or-treating this year, or what kind of kid events there are. Like you can get kind of a subscriber list built up through your custom skill, through our contact skillet, create your list, and then do some email marketing and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're a Halloween store that pops up once a year, what do they usually open in September, or they start building in
Probably
September?
Like August.
Yeah, so you could, a month before you open, you could actually promote the flash briefing and then say, once we open, every week we're gonna do giveaways. We'll announce them on the Alexa skill, and then there's a way to get people on the promote. So you could do it. You can tell Amazon to hide a skill after a certain time.
Okay.
Right? So you could say, all right,
your custom skill or your flash briefing?
Either. You can tell Amazon to hide it, and then pop it back up next year. And
see, I would keep that custom skill open and just keep building your list as you get closer to your main season. But your custom skill, what I think is interesting with that is I think that the Halloween space, think about this from keywords of what Amazon's doing. I think the space is so wide open. Mm-hmm. Like you would come up, no doubt. Like I can't imagine there's any competition. We should start doing some like live searches when we do this Alexa Skill Stumper segment and see what comes up when we type in industries, because I can't imagine there's anything really in there for Halloween, except maybe some maybe there's some like funny spooky voices or like ghost stories. You could tell ghost stories through your custom skill.
This is true.
That would be
kind
of
what?
fun.
I'm really shocked at how many ideas we had for this. This is might have been some of our most of ideas.
Welcome.
We get a full business plan available today, like
We did.
start to finish. All you got to do is find a property now.
Alexa Skill Stumper.
Yeah, starting your business since 2019.
Buy SoundUp Now.
I should just end the show like that. I should have had like a knife ready or something, and then just.
I do have one. Let me go get the knife. All right.
No, I'm just kidding.